Welcome in, folks, and happy Friday. You'll notice we're not starting at the bar. I'm sorry. I know. I miss it too, trust me. So first off, folks, thanks for these folks from last stream. Tweedledee, actually, I have 4 stream decks. The other one's out at the bar. All right, turn the music down a little bit now that we're in here. All right. Man, voice already still scratchy. So, huge thanks to everyone from last stream for the subs and the resubs and the follows and the raids and all the good stuff. And for Boyd for the 17 months. And thank you to the folks over here. So I figured out if I use my opposite hand, I can point in the right direction. So thanks to my early bird crew here. The bar is not packed up yet. The bar is still there. I'm hoping to get one last stream at the bar. So let me give everyone the skinny. Let me take down the stuff. I'm going to turn down my local monitor a little bit. So here's the deal. It's week 3 of me being sick. I am finally starting to turn the corner. This was day 5 of antibiotics for me. And I'm doing better. My vocal cords are still having a rough time. So we'll see how far I get in the stream tonight. I'm going to keep sucking down water as fast as I can. But I think I'm on the mend finally. But I can't hear out of my left ear at all. Like, it's completely clogged. Doctor says I don't have an infection or anything like that, so that's good. Hey, Leah, thank you for the 15 months. I appreciate you. So we are getting better, but I'm still like, I don't want to do cocktails because it'll just mess me up really bad. So, that being said, thank you for the bang, boy. We had our carpets cleaned today. Yesterday, we had the whole house cleaned. Tomorrow or Sunday, we've got painters coming through. Spring for the real blue and white pills. I know, Scalpod. We've been making jokes in my mod, in the mod channel about how the honey stopped working. The herbal antibiotics ain't working. So we're getting there. So tonight we're going to do a similar treatment that we did of the switchback. So this is going to be a build stream. I'm going to be showing you all my testing process and all that. So ask me questions as we're going along. Merry pre-Super Bowl. There we go. So, all right, let's just jump in. I'm going to throw some headphones on. It's going to be a chill stream, and I promise, folks, we're going to get back to doing like a full-blown series. I just need to get my feet back underneath me, and yeah, infection clearly over 25%, Lex. I might be like, I just need a whole like handful of the blue and white ones. All right, let's bring this in here. I'll leave the music in the background, and let's just jump on into game here. So I will show everyone, by the way, I know I've had a lot of people asking about, I'm going to show this off first. Lots of people are asking in regards to when I was actually, I think I've got a game version I can show this one. Did I? Yeah, I think we can do this. Lots of people are asking, at least for the footprint of the crafting base that was in the center of the Echo Minis, which I'm dubbing the Echo Compound. So I posted up on Patreon. I know everyone can't afford Patreon. So what I also did is I posted the Excel footprint that I designed of it is also attached with the companion dock that goes with the Echo Mini. So if you just want to see the footprint of how I laid out all the different bases, that's free with the companion dock that I had out there. I just want to share with that for anyone who is interested, because I got a ton of questions of like, when are you getting the crafting base out there? And I'm like, man, I'm struggle busting to get anything done. you know, my voice is already on the fritz, and I'm gonna have to tee to get through stream night. But I want to show this off a little bit. So this is the final painted version of what we just did in the run through. So I'll you know what I'll do our scooch around here. First time I'll set time to day, get us to a more normal time, and I'm just gonna set it kind of right in the middle here, and then I'll use my flyby. So let's just do a quick set command, and we got on a 36 second loop. So I'm gonna just increase the duration, make that go nice and slow, so that y'all can kind of see the whole layout. So I kept the same color motif that I did originally starting with it. Hey, Adrian, welcome in. Welcome in, everyone. I'm sorry I didn't say hi to everyone. I'm a little bit slow on the uptake tonight. Everything has been brain fog slow. So welcome in, everyone. I normally go through everyone who's on and say hi, and I'm just I'm moving a little slow. So you can see I colored this kind of the same color. Root beer, what's the console command to do the camera angle? I don't even know anymore. I would have to look it up and tell you. It's, if you type in auto move in the console command, it'll give you all the options, Root beer, and then you can kind of go from there. But yes, it is squatty. I intentionally made this low to the ground. I know, Raven. So yeah, we carried that same yellow motif with the kind of riveted metal banding as the edging of everything. And then it's the metal plating. I can't remember what that paint is called. It's the metal that's got the line through the center. That's what we used for kind of like the leg areas. What is the order of the wiring on the auto door? Yeah, you always, it's camera, or it's control agent, and then door, or any item that you want to kind of have that, excuse me, be its thing. So if you put anything between the two control agents, it switches from an or to an and logic, and you don't want to do that. Same colors as my high school. That place was full of zombies too. It's, after you've built enough bases in 7 Days to Die, it's really hard to come up with new color schemes because the color palettes are just garbage. Like, I'm really at the point in time, if they gave us nothing other than new textures, colors to use, man, that would be the best 3.0 ever for me. Give me 100 new paint textures, call it a day. That's 3.0, I'm happy. So I just want to show this off before we got started. I'll pull up that command just so you can see it real quick. I'm gonna hit stop. So I'll pause here so you can kind of see it. So where is it? So you see that I did auto move O. I think that means O was meant circle, and then 74 is the time, and 2 is the number of loops. But if you come up here and just type in auto move, it's going to give you all the options. So yes, so auto move, I think O is orbit. So yeah, there's all your options. So hopefully that helps. Now, let me see if can I move one of these far enough so that you can see it? You might be able to. Okay, I'm going to show this. So I built, where is it? Chat, sorry. I just realized I can't flip screens because I'm on the wrong OBS. I'm gonna move this here so y'all can see it maybe. And stretch far enough. Stretch. All right, let's see if it'll focus. Okay, so you can kind of see that. So I've built a whole OBS light control. So that will control what my screen does. So I can set rotations, I can do pivot shots, I can do all kinds of stuff without having to type anything in, and I don't have to memorize all the code to do it. And that's how I do a lot of my cinematic shots. I've got one of those set up on my second PC, and I've got that same layout on my primary PC. So I use that for my camera to be able to control, you know, if you see me when I'm doing one of his 80 stream decks. So that's how I can like do cinematic stuff and be actively engaged, but have the second camera moving. All right, let's bump back into screen here. All right, so that gets us the old base. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the same process that we did on the last one. Now we don't have to go through as many iterations this time. We're gonna jump into the prefab editor. So the Foundry is the base we're gonna test tonight, and it was never be built. Echo needs the stream desk. Yeah, we'll see what we get to when we rebuild the studio. I've got ideas. All right, so there's the version that is built in the prefab editor. This is the one that I released on Patreon. So we're gonna come in here and look up the Foundry. Board base only. We're gonna do the full one. Let's save changes. I don't think I did anything differently, but all right, so here we are. Here's the Foundry. We're gonna bring the whole thing in because I want to make sure that see if the crafting base impacts anything. So I feel like this one could have problems, but I don't know. We never know till we test the stuff. And I did like the fact that I was able to go back on, and I went back to the switchback and I shared all the information that we learned from the last one, so that people who want to use it can make the decision. And I'm not saying that it's impenetrable or it's the ultimate horde base anymore, but I think we did learn that the fixes. Now I have a hunch of what I would do in the current paradigm to this base to make it a little bit more robust, but I kind of don't even want to get into that. I just want to test it. I had to add a door in the center of the floor in the horde side to protect the legs. Oh, you mean to be able to shoot down King Ranch? So, because here you should be able to hit all the legs from here. Between all these, you just have to kind of pop down in here, and then you've got the angle. You can't hit that outside, so I can see maybe over there. So we're gonna try it though. All right, so let's pop this into our world. And what do we want to do? So this base, you know what? We might have time to do this and some of the spark tonight. We'll see how my voice holds out. Let's start with this one. We're gonna drop this into the test world. So we're gonna bring up the world editor. And I guess, should we dump it into the snow? I mean, this base was always originally designed and fought in the snow, so we might as well just take it back to there and crank up the game stage and see how things go. We can actually go... We can probably use the same test world that we just used a second ago. But yeah, we'll just go back into the test world here. We're going to open this up, and then we'll add it in. It might already be in here. Distinctly possible. In which case we just need to wire it up. So once I'm in here, I'll use the prefab, the POI teleporter, and we'll go find it. Yeah, it might be. It might be Lunakoi. We'll find out here in a sec. I've got a lot of bases already in this world. Hey, RP. All right, open teleport editor. Let's look for Foundry. Hey, look, we've got it here because we recorded that here. Oh, but it's just the horde base side. I want the whole thing. I want the whole kit and caboodle. So let's see. We can just slap. That one's there. Is this relatively flat? We'll just plop it down here. So press K to place your little blue box. Then we're going to click on our dynamic prefabs, and then we're going to come over here and grab Foundry. So we're going to take the V2 version, not the tutorial. I want the full one. And we're going to place that, and then we just got to make sure that it lines up with the ground. So I'm pressing G to give my arrow keys, and then I'm going to lower this down into the ground about there-ish. And then once we do that, we're going to hit apply. Hey, Bree, welcome in. Yeah, someone was, Bree, someone was asking me about me doing a steampunk base, and I was like, you know, I could get behind doing another steampunk base. All right, let's highlight that. Hey, old as hell, welcome in. Welcome in, Raiders. I hope you had a good stream. I love my dancing zombies. Welcome in, folks. Old as hell, I hope you had a good stream. Hope you had a good one. All right, I'm not going to worry about this laying out and looking perfect. This is perfectly fine for the goals that we're going with here. So let's get this thing all set up and wired. So we're going to save this, and I'm just going to scribble down the coordinates so I know where to find it once we go into the world. We're just going to use the last world we have because we're fully leveled up and stuff. Tweedledee, I've seen pieces of it. I saw we raided him when he was early on in that build. I don't know where he is in it yet. My raid music scared your kitty. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, so we're at 1700, negative 1700, and negative 3400 about. All right, so we're gonna save this, exit out. Oh, speaking of, you know, of Colosseums, I don't know if y'all have seen, this is kind of a fun one to show off. This was an old, I built an arena to be able to house like PvP tournaments. It battles the boundaries of what 7 Days to Die likes to accept as a as a POI. So we'll see if it'll even load in. It struggles. But I made this giant arena that was built for the sole purpose of adding POIs inside of the POI. Let's discard that. We'll see. Yeah, it's so big, it's going to take it forever to load in. And it's got older blocks that look like they need updated. It's all the old block styles. So yes, this was this monstrosity was built so that the players, like if you've ever played good old Halo Red versus Blue, it's designed with red versus blue sides. So each side had a starting spot to go to for like the PvP throwdown, where they would go, and we put a trader in each side. So you'd come down this corridor here. Name it FPS killer. Yeah, it's a little bit rough. So the whole idea is each team would run to their separate sides. They come into this central spot here. They'd be able to put their sleeping bags in this room. Tweedledee, it's pretty old. So then I would plop in traders here. You can't permanently have traders set in a POI like this that I could figure out. So they'd have POI, you know, they're traders, and then when they're ready to go, they just plop into the map. So, and then they would just basically be fighting across the map here, and we did like some objective stuff. So it was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It was a lot of work to get it to work, and then it's even harder to place it in the world and hope that it actually functions. I would love to reuse these towers though. Like this tower design, I really liked these. So worlds within worlds. Yeah, so this is literally, these are POIs that have been replaced in here. So I didn't build each of these. These are literally other POIs from the game that I just took and plopped in here to try to like create the sense of a mini city area. But anyway, let's get to the testing. Ben, I will say that PvP in 7 Days to Die is only fun for sillies because it's really frustrating. So we're gonna use test. We're gonna use the test switchback. And what do we want to do? Do we want to do the same thing as last time? Maybe we test it right at day 49 and see how it does. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So what I'm going to do, survivalist, we'll do it as survivalist 64. So same kind of setup that we did last time. How you doing, rookie? I hope you've been hanging in there. And where my coordinates here is 1700, negative 1700 by negative 3400. Steve, a little bit. We're slowly getting better. I'm hoping by next week I'm back up to like normal human status. All right. Excuse me. So let me put on dev mode for a second because we're gonna have to wire stuff up. So we're going to teleport to negative 1700, elevation 40, and then negative 3400. Did I mistype some of that? I think I did. Yep, something is wrong there. All right, let's just do this. I should have thought about this. This should get us there. Oh, did I have one? Yeah, for well, this one's in the snow. This looks like this will. Oh, well, this is going to work either way. This is in the snow. Is this one already wired up? This would be amazing if it's actually wired up. Yeah, that's a negative 9er. Okay. Well, y'all get a lesson in wiring. Oh, this is an older version though, right? No, this is the latest one that... All right, all y'all guys just die for a second. Let's get everything wired up. Hey, Rambuxer Shred, welcome in. All right, I'm going to turn off the AI for a second so we can do the wiring. So first things first, we got to load all these up. We might have to destroy these. A lot of times when you use the prefab editor, solar arrays don't survive well, and you have to replace them. So we're gonna get all the... Oh man, it would be nice to keep all this stuff. Oh, yeah! No, we're gonna dump all this because we'll switch our load out. We'll do something different this time other than hammers. Oh yeah, thank you for the follow there. I appreciate that. We'll keep a lot of this stuff. We'll keep all this stuff because that's probably useful for Horde Night. But let's get this for wiring. We're going to need a solar array, 2 of these, and then we're going to need a bunch of... Do doors not work sometimes when placed? Doors should always work. I've never had a problem with doors not working. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And let's get a dev gun just to make my life easier. We're going to grab that. And let's pop that out. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah, that was placed wrong to start with. So they have to be facing the way so that the section lines up with the where the lighting is above. And if the doors will not take... King Ranch, is it like from one of my download bases, or... Are you sure it's a powered door? That's the next question that I would ask. Hey, Dwarks. Never used solar before. Oh, well, we're going to get into it. On the server you admin on. I'm not sure there. You can always try taking the door and then replace it. But I've not run into that. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Elevator doors. I don't... Oh, elevator doors are not non-powered, King Ranch. You can't power elevator doors. That's not a thing you can do. They're not designed to be wired. All right, so we're going to go from here to here. These were... Oh, well, then you're already working with a mod. You are creative mod. No, this is not. This is actually in-game, but I brought this in via creative. Oh, yeah, I don't know anything about that, so I wouldn't be able to help you there. All right, so to bring this upstairs... So much maintenance and electric. Well, yeah, this is going to be a little bit to get all set up. I'm going to probably use these lights here as essentially wire relays for all practical purposes. There's all different ways I could wire this, but I'm going to be lazy today. Because we're going to want to... I'm going to fly to do this to just speed up the process. Because the whole idea is... And I've wired this all up before. Everyone's seen it. We're going to go from there to there. This is not the optimal way to do it, but it's going to work for today. So basically we're creating 2 power trains, one off of each solar array. So this is going to fuel one side of the horde base. This is going to fuel the other side. And then upstairs, we'll kind of balance everything else out for the room perspective. So we'll come off of this and, you know, hit the lights in here and all that. And then I think King Ranch, you were asking how the power on this works in terms of wiring up. Now you're a pro. There you go. This is missing some things that it's supposed to have. I hope this is the current iteration. This should be the current one. I see turrets on both sides. Yeah, this is all right. It's just weird because I'm not seeing... I am not seeing motion sensors. Yeah, I might have removed them. Motion sensors always have to be replaced anyway. Using 16.4. Yes, many consider 16 to be the great version. I do not share that perspective. So we'll slap this in. We're going to do one off each. We'll do this one. We'll do off of this. So from power to camera, the camera, the door. That creates an OR logic statement so that if either of these are triggered, then the door will open. So wiring, we're going to point it back down to here. Not that this matters. I'm just wiring this all up so everyone can see it. And I normally put this for like 15 seconds so you got time to get in. And you would do the same thing on the inside. So 15 seconds and leave it there. And I'd like to put it right down so it's just right at the door. All right, and we're going to do the same thing here. So we used the right lights. So just to balance things out, I'm going to use the left light here. Now, instead of a camera on the top, we're going to come from here. And we're going to go to the trigger plate. From this trigger plate to the trigger plate over here. And then from this trigger plate, we go to the door. Okay? And now same type of situation as before. We're going to set this to 15 seconds. then we're going to come over here and set this one to 15 seconds, and it works the exact same way as the motion sensor. So now when I step on this, the door is going to come down. It's going to give me a path across. Scout pod, that would be cool. That would definitely be cool. All right, so now we have the power that comes across to these two here. These are both powered. Now we're going to split everything amongst the room here. So the first thing we got to do is make sure that we have... Oh, this isn't... Why are we missing... Oh, okay. We are in commercials. We're going to be right back, folks. Did the screen go black for a second there? Or was it just me? Am I crazy? I mean, yes. The answer to that is yes. Okay. Very weird. All right, let's jump back in here. I had to run upstairs and grab the tea kettle. All right, so we're gonna come from here. We're gonna wire both sets. So from here to here, from here to here. So this is just getting all the power set up. Also known as the frame disablement feature. Okay. Oh, I'm freaking losing it here. I'm hearing like some hissing in the background, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? It's the water kettle that's heating water so that I can have tea. Losing it, folks. Losing it. All right. So here's our door. Top one's going to be the door. So that's going to turn our powertrain on and off. I also connect it to the door. I connect these lights so I know which side is active. All right, so first things first, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Go to here and here. Encourage the crazy. All right, and now that one should flip up. Yeah, Vane did not scratch the itch for me in any way, shape, or form. It just, it didn't do it for me. I think Vane is a fantastic game in regards to like a small development shop. Putting that together that fast is pretty incredible. But I don't enjoy the combat is unsatisfying for me. Oh, did we connect the wrong one? We did. All right, so make sure we connect bottom to bottom and top to top. There we go. Now we've got the two lines going across appropriately. Now we're going to do the same thing coming from this one. Always going from left to right, because that's my preference. Hey, Wags. Mildly. I'm still on, like, and babying myself, and I haven't recorded anything in the past 2 weeks. I am very much so behind on content, but you know, gotta slow down and take care of myself a little bit right now. So, but I'm still trying to upkeep some streams and stuff like that. Stay in touch with the community. All right, let's just turn these on. And then from here, we're going to wire these also go up. Actually, no, that's right. I added in... we're going to add... I swear I did this. I feel like this isn't the most... Wouldn't those be over the zombies? No, Drac, because they stack. So this is for the zombies. They push up into those. I have not done No Man's Sky. It's on my list. Not because, see, I'm not a huge sci-fi buff, which is why I've never really done No Man's Sky. But because it is going to be, the mechanics from No Man's Sky are going to be used for Light No Fire. I'm very interested in that. All right, so we're going to come straight off of this, and we're going to come to these. And we're going to use these to power the turrets up here. These are basically our oh shit buttons. So we'll go from here to here and here to here. And this becomes quite the spider web. Now, up above us, we have these shotgun turrets that are dealing with... I own Icarus. It's another one that I haven't had a chance to play. Why do I have shotgun and SMG? Let's switch these out and make these both the same. Yeah, so we'll put SMG on both sides just so it's the same. So this one's going to face the other way. And if you're wondering how am I floating that there, that it's floating there because of the there's a door trim below it that counts as a block. One, two, three, and lock. Yeah, I think I would too. It's, man, it's hard. It's just, until I can do this as a full-time gig, it's hard to make time for extra games. All right, and did I actually load up these with batteries? No, I did not. I was like, why do I still have all the batteries in my... Oh, it was just basically using it as a pass-through. Okay. It would have just stopped working at night. All right, so these are reloadable from inside during Horde night, which is nice. And this one is going to come off of this power train. So we're going to power one of these from this side and one of these. Are those both facing the same direction? Yeah, I put those in wrong. All right, let's see. I did not mean to do that. There we go. I'd like my ammo back, please. Yeah, I'm just hard up on time until I get more time. I do hope to get there. Because there's so many games. I just got a key to a brand new game that I want to try out. And if my voice was willing to hold up, which it's kind of not right now, I was considering throwing in another stream over the weekend, but I'll look it up for you in a second. Someone just sent me a key. It's another Power World kind of rip-off, or Pokemon rip-off, I guess is kind of the better way of putting it. What was the new game? It's called... something Guardians. Guardians of the Wild Sky. It looks pretty. It looks fun. I don't have time. It's what it boils down to. And then these are shotguns, so we need a bunch of shotgun ammo. But I looked at some of their trailer vids and stuff, and they look decent. You know, another little indie game shop doing neat stuff. Go ahead and angle these in. Lock it. Point it inward. Yeah, I don't know what this whole time thing is. Time is a, false construct. Let's go ahead and that's turned on. Yep, so point it in. We need one more set of shotgun shells. And we're just going with regular stuff for this. Lock ammo. Did we have that pointed good enough? Sure. Good enough. All right, I think that's all the wiring we need. Oh, we might want the top lights, just to keep things... We can have these managed during... Or do we want to keep these on all the time? We'll have these go on all the time. So we'll come from here to this, and from here... That lights up the room a little bit here during Horde, and then we'll get additional lights from the side that's on. And we'll do this one, we'll wire this side. So we'll go from there to here. And from here to here. And yes, we could do all this manually and run around. But man, that sounds like a lot of work. We just want to see how the Horde night goes. So then we're going to angle everything in. This is just to keep everything nice and lit during Horde night. Got to be able to see your zombies coming in. Watch your poor base fall apart. So what are the bets, folks? Do we think this is going to hold up? We'll do the day 49 Horde again, I think. Does that make sense? Should we do that one? And then just crank the difficulty through the roof? Because as things stand right now, day 49... We're looking at a 300 game stage Horde. That's a pretty good test. Shut that down. So everything should be good. I can't remember if this is... let's fix these. When you're in if you're flying around in dev mode and you have strangers, target strangers, it will target you. Kind of irritating. I don't know why it does that. Weird glitch that's been... As long as you watch the legs. Well, that's the thing. So do we want to just try it, or do you want me to put in what I would do based off of my knowledge? Because I know some changes I would add to this out of the rip. I have ideas. Let's just run it. I'm going to make a save game real quick. Since everything's wired up, I don't want to have to wire this up all a second time. But before I do that, do what you would do. All right, well, let's get rid of all this stuff first. I'm going to keep these two because I want to tear the mods out of them. I'm going to do that to keep for repairs, and coffee and eggs we'll keep on us, and we'll keep all the meds on us. Yeah, I mean, 2.5 broke a ton of stuff, so it doesn't surprise me. All of us are trying to figure this out together. So what build do we want to do this time? So what did we do last time? Last time we went with shotguns and sledges. What do y'all want to see? Hazy. Yeah, I'm still a little under the weather. Speaking of which, I'm gonna pour my tea real quick. Yeah, we did strength last time. Put in suggestions. I'm just walking 2 feet over here. I don't think the bar cam is on, or else I would flip it on for a second. But I'll be right back. Sniper's like started to become my favorite. Sniper is just so wicked strong. I'm happy to do sniper. So I got to show you. This is the mug that my family got me. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the lighting in here, but it's pretty fantastic. We're just gonna pour all the honey in here, all the honey. Did I see GNS sniper base today? I did not. Get our ASMR pouring into here as I drop like a whole bottle of boiling water in my lap. That'd be amazing. I think I'm ignoring you. Are you talking about with knives? What was the thing that I was ignoring you on? What am I ignoring you on? Spears and animal tracker? Yeah. You know what the funny thing was? I wasn't intentionally ignoring you, but I was. In my heart, I was ignoring you. Thing that annoyed me with the current zombie II is that my go-to since LS 17 was a drop base with ladder. Yeah. Well, I think, and I know this isn't a popular opinion, I like it when my old bases fail and I have to adapt and I have to try new things. But I know that's not for everybody. A lot of folks just want to play and, enjoy their run and have a new, have their old base function. And I live to see my base just fall apart. I'm a glutton for punishment, I guess. All right. All right, so first things that we're going to do is we're going to forgetting elixir. We're gonna forget. Reset our things. So to balance things out, we're just gonna go full. We're gonna go full perception, everyone. I will go spears despite my hatred of them, but we'll go. I will probably mostly use the sniper rifle, being perfectly honest. So we will go all the way into perception trait. But again, I'm not judging anyone who's like, you know, do what you're gonna do. Do you, folks. I'm not here to tell you how to play the game and have fun. Oh, you thought I was gonna do it, didn't you? No, I was not. All right, we got Deadeye cranked up. We're gonna load out demo. Spearmaster. We'll take it all the way. I don't know how much I'll use the spear. We don't need any of the rest of this. Oh, actually, we do. Perception Master. We'll take that up. And I'm intentionally not going to spend all of our points, because I would assume that we would leave some points behind for other things. I'm totally trolling you. Now, I would do my usual. I will always do my 3-point dip here and to get the first point of physician. That is just a standard go-to for me in almost any build that I run. I will normally put a point into siphoning strikes just to have it. And then... Oh, wait, did I put a point in there? What did I just put? Yeah, okay. 1 in siphoning strike. Pain tolerance is nice, but I'm not going to worry about it. All right, that's probably good enough. We'll leave 20 points unspent. We did largely the combat stuff. I would have probably peppered some stuff into strength for gathering, but I think combat-wise, that gets us everything that we need. Maybe a couple into, you know, what armor are we wearing? I'm just going to keep whatever armor we had last time. We had the Preacher set, which is a standard go-to. We'll say we put a couple points into light armor. And then we'll say we're good. Yep. So character-wise, we are at level 65, but realistically, we're a little bit under that. We've got it kind of cranked up for the purposes of raising game stage. So the only other thing to check is our books. So day 49, you would have every book. So no questions on that. And then spear. I'm so used to just throwing these in the garbage. It's weird actually reading them. And then we need a spear. And a sniper. There we go. There's our spear. And then we need a snipe. Hey, there we go. Modify this up. We'll keep some of the stuff that's on here. Modify that. Pull that all off. The spear might be perfect as is. We might be able to just modify it with the stuff we have here exact. Probably fine. Can you put a... Can we put a... Can we put a knockdown on a spear? I can't remember. If so, we probably want that. We can. More important than the degrading shenanigans. All right, and then on the sniper, what I want is the 2x scope. I want the 2x scope. I want this. I want extended mag. And triple them, or maybe the muzzle brake I like to put on there. Just to help with the kickback. Why would if you use iron sights, you don't get the perks. Your perks don't work correctly. You have to have at least a 2x zoom for your sniper perks to even function. There's several of them that specifically say scope. Gotta have a scope, and the reflex scope specifically won't work. So, we're not listening to Raven. Bad Raven. Sniper, no sniping. Alright, let me get the hot boiling water off my desk. We'll come back. We're probably gonna have multiple things of tea tonight, because that's gonna keep me in business a little longer. Alright, so we need ammo. I am going straight AP because we'd be swimming in it by now. We'll grab repair kits. We'll grab us some repair materials, concrete mix, steel. We need some iron for electric fence repair, and then we need electrical. And then we would have some grenades for blowing things up. And I think that's good enough for us to give a good solid test. I'll say that the healing is good. 1900, we're good. All right, we're gonna pop out of the world here and just make a quick copy of it so we have all this so that we can retest everything and make changes if we want to without having to completely rebuild the world. So this was on test switchback. So I am just gonna go and make a copy of test switchback, which is in my... Which world was that? That's Echo Test World, right? No, that was in... Are we in Echo Flat Test? Echo Flat World. That's what I thought. Echo... Oh, Echo Flat World. Nope, is that... Yes, that is a different one. Okay. So, and we were in test switchback. Sorry, it's taking me a second. I just gotta make sure I'm making a copy of the right thing so that I'm not frustrated in a second. All right, kill those. There we go. All right, let's check the T and see where we are. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. So when I stream a lot, when I do the 24-hour stream, I use... How do you make a copy? Shin, I need to make a video on it. I have people ask me this all the time, and it's hard to explain easily. And I don't have a good way of showing you without doxing myself, because it shows my name, which I'm not going to do. But essentially, if you go into your app data, roaming, 7 days to die, saves, and then you look for the name of your world, and then in that will be a bunch of folders with all the save names associated with that world. You literally just copy and paste them to the same spot, and that's it. It is very simple. I should ask one of my mods to write it up for me. The deception, I know, right? Oh, that's a thing I forgot to tell everyone. Kind of big news today. So before we jump back in, we have a gaming convention up here in Milwaukee, and Raven, I haven't even got to tell you about this. So we've got a gaming convention up here called the Midwest Gaming Convention. I think that's the name of it. I don't know. I'll have to look it up and tell you, so that I'm telling you the right thing. Midwest Gaming Classic, I think, is it. Yes. It will be here April 24th through 26th, and I will be there streaming live from the convention on Sunday as a charity stream. So I talked to the owner of the convention today. We got all the logistics set up, and I'm going to try to see if I can get on the front page of Twitch, but we're going to be doing a big extra live stream from the floor. My daughter's going to join me. We're going to be doing hightail. It's going to be cool. It's going to be super cool. So I'll let everyone know as we get closer to it, but we're going to have some cool guests showing up for it that are going to be local there. This is going to be really neat. They are super excited about it. All right, so let's get in here. And it's going to be a fun technical challenge because it's not my normal. Like, I'm going to have to bring half of my rig set up there and figure out the camera setup, and it's going to be early in the morning when I don't normally operate, which is going to be an adventure. All right, so we're going to try this at Survivalist Day 49, which I feel like that's a decent player test. We don't have to take it to the full, crazy level yet. We'll do this first. Where are we on commercial times? We're 30 minutes away from commercial, so I think we're actually in a good place to kick this off. All right, 64 zombies, jog, it doesn't matter. The 64 zombies is the only thing that really matters in survivalists. No, Renzo, I'm having to take the gigantic rig. Unfortunately, like, me having to rebuild my streaming setup on another PC would be so complicated that I'd rather just haul my like 30-pound rig in there. All right. I want to switch over to White Bat for this. Let's get us some more little bit better horde sounding music. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of gear drop in there. Hey, Crazy Kiwi, how are you doing? All right, let's turn off these until we need them. Let's flip open this side, close the bottoms because we don't need these open at all for Horde Night. That's going to stay closed. I like leaving these top ones open for access. Pixelated! All right. Grenades at the ready. Repairs stuff's ready. Oh, seriously? Oh, I left these as... Seriously? Are these... I made this whole base out of concrete when I made it, didn't I? Yeah, I wouldn't do that. With the new changes... Oh man, this is gonna be rough. Should I go ahead and upgrade this to steel now? Because I feel like concrete at game stage 300 is kind of ridiculous. Is this... Yeah, this all gonna get shredded. Yeah, I would... So the first thing... Yeah, I'm gonna do some basic upgrades. The pit is gonna be a mess after this too, I will tell you. So I would do this whole train across. These don't have to be, these can stay. These will be fine. But at bare minimum, how much did we go through already? How much steel did we... Yeah, we're gonna need another couple bricks. Yeah, and this one survived the Infernals. This was a 2-0 base. I'm gonna do this in the sidewalls here, where I know it's gonna get hit. That's all I really care about. Prop, we're about to find out. But yeah, there's no way day 49, first off, that I wouldn't have all the steel to do this. I'd have steel in spades to be able to manage this. I think I just kept the build of this very lightweight just for... Lunars, there's not really a good one explaining it, partially because we still don't fully understand it. It's not obvious. It's not a clear code change thing. There's patch notes and stuff out there that talked about it. So some of the changes are that basically zombies don't detect you as far up, which is why I think this base is going to have some problems. But then there's just like this overall randomness of rage mode being more common. And no one has figured out like an easy magic bullet. 2.5 zombie AI is weird. Yeah, that's a short statement. And I'm gonna check down here if these, oh god, yeah, if these aren't steel, you're just toast. I'm gonna bring these here. Yeah, 2.5 made it really tough on horde bases. Yeah, I would agree with you on the 3 high. And I would argue that even 4 high is a valid path. Yeah, Lex, I was debating on just doing 4. Sorry, just doing 3. Just doing 2 just so it mimicked how I would have done it in the past, but we know that's not going to work. So, you know what? Now that we're doing this, there's 2 things that I think we should do here. Because the whole goal of this is to provide recommendations on, if you're running this base, what changes would you make? Gaming after 50, you hit exactly where I was going with it. Because this provides connection to bedrock here. You need to go 3 high here and here as well. Now, you might as well hit this last one just for shits and giggles. Once you've gone that far, just do it all. Now, here's the other thing that I was thinking. I personally... how would I do this now? Working dropper had to use... So the question is do we... You know what? We're going to do this just as a... We're going to do something as a test. That airdrop, though, I think it makes sense to honestly fill this center in here. Just so that zombies will hit on it. Before I left this open so zombies could run through, but I'm almost wondering, does it make more sense to put a block and fill this in, even though it doesn't provide structural support? Does that make sense? Decoy for them. More blocks, less attack angles. Yep. So in this one, we'll do with concrete. Oh, Lex, I like your thought process here. All right, so let's go up 3 high there. And then on the back side of it, kind of same thing. We're just going to copy the half blocks and do that. Yep, spare blocks equals cannon fodder. Exactly my thought. And then likewise on the front of it, we're going to put plates. just so everything lines up and looks correct. And I still think that looks good. Like, it just makes the bottom more robust, even though it's not actually adding any structural support. It makes it a little chunkier looking, though. I think I kind of like that. All right, so let's start fighting on this side, and then we'll switch over. So we're going to start on the north side. But I am going to jump out of game real quick, because I'm going to make another copy. Since we made those modifications, make a fresh copy of the game, and then we're ready for Horde. Let's see how this thing goes. We're at about 310, 315, something like that game stage. We'll confirm it last thing before we start. Yeah, Lunars, I hear ya. I didn't mind it before because it was kind of a little bit easier to understand. Drac, I do have angles to hit the zombies. Renzo, I know in theory you don't, but I feel more comfortable doing it. Because I want to make sure that it forced a save as recent as possible. See what our frames are at. We're at 65 before Horde Night starts. And we're fighting this side. So I can shoot the pillars around parts of them, but not all of them. Hey, Ashanea, welcome in. Oh, no, Renzo, you don't have to leave the whole 7 Days to Die app. You can just go back to the main menu. Yeah, I don't pull it all the way back out. All right, so this side is shut off. This side is turned on. We've got, these are all turned on and powered and good to go for dealing with birds. Though birds are not going to be the problem for us here. All right, let's do this thing. Set time, we're going to go to 49, 22, and 0. And let's get us some zombies in here. And are they doing some weird stuff? Y'all, are they passing at all? This is not good. Oh, here they come. Oh, I'm going to turn volume down a little bit. Yeah. You just can't, spears ain't gonna cut it. Oh, reload. There's our first demo. All right, demo's down at the bottom. Boop, boop, boop. All right. Big thing, we're gonna focus on hitting those demos and making sure we don't pop them. Sniper is easy to get rid of demo at range. They are attacking the wall down at the bottom, it looks like. I'm pausing for a second. Is game volume really loud for y'all? Because it's really loud for me. Imagine an infernal demo. Okay, yes, I'm going to bring it down a little bit more for y'all. All right, I'm bringing it down to 70%. Okay. Because we don't need the game volume blasting your ears out. Okay, there's demo right there. Will you get off, girl? I don't like how they're stacking up here. We're gonna... Where's my dump button? I don't like this dump setup as much as I like some of my newer ones. Oh, did I just take myself out? Was that Echo I just shot? All right, everyone's cycling back up. I think I should have... Oh, there's... Oh, God. Almost shot the demo. Yes, I agree. Redundancy is the way... Oh, he fell through. All right, also, we got to keep up on repairs. And we don't want to have demos go off, obviously. It was my twin brother, Echo, too. I think I just got the demo. I think I got a headshot on him. Nope. There we go. Now we got him. Demo down. There's the next demo. I just saw a red loot bag, so I think we popped him in the head. I will say, I think the sniper is the most powerful in 2.5 with the current meta. We're going to use some of this to clear everyone out here in a second. Sniper is just crazy powerful. I'm sorry, Vid. I can't read all that in the middle of Horde Night. I will leave other people to try to read through all that. All right, do we have a crowd down there yet? We want a crowd. I might let them all stack up here for a second. All right, drop everyone down. And there we go. So we're gonna keep checking the legs. I see one guy shooting the legs over there. All right, we're gonna stay here until about 1 in the morning. And then we're gonna pivot because we want to see how the damage shifts over to the other side. It looks like we're holding okay. We've had a round of demo. We haven't had cops yet. We need cops to show up. A good cop round would be nice. And those double electric fences are holding them rather nicely. We actually probably get some heals on the fences themselves. All right, bottom fence was almost down. Whoop. What are the two best melee weapons? I think, man, it depends on your play style. I would say the sledge is probably one of the strongest. And I would say that the baton, the electric baton when it's fully maxed out is just ridiculous. Machete and sledge. Interesting. See, the machete when you get your, and so we're not even sweating this so far, and I haven't even turned this on. If I turn this on, Now it's just going to start eating them. So now I've got 2 shotgun turrets that are supporting me as well here. It has a decent dismemberment, but not, I wouldn't go so far as to say absurd. And again, we are, just for everyone's sake, we are at, all right, I hit escape to go up, and we are at game stage 319. So we're getting, you know, we're getting blue guys, we're getting orange guys, getting a nice blend. I think I just heard more. And once we hit to 1 a.m., we're going to switch everyone over to the other side, which I would do normally. Prop, I don't think electric takes them out of rage. I think they actually have to take, like, trap damage that's not electric fence. I think, like, turrets will possibly take them out. It's been a while since I've tested that. All right, so we're going to switch sides. We're going to turn this off. So we're going to flip this side up, turn this side off. That's going to drop that door. Now they should start perceiving this side as the active. So I can just sit here and shoot anyone who's still hanging out there. But logically, they should move over to this side. Yes, water is a pain with explosives because you have to constantly put it back together. Yeah, Vid, that was my expectation as well. So you can see by changing that door pathing, now they've switched to the other side. Quick reload. And we're just going to check checking pillars. So advantage, it does look like they are running between the pillars. They are using that space. I don't know if you saw that, but zombie definitely came straight through there. I'm disappointed we don't have cops here. Because cops do a lot of damage. And I mean, we're going to crank this up to max level in a second. I do hear some dire wolves, which I'm successfully ignoring, which is how I deal with them. I've got some other suggestions that I would kind of, I think, oh, there's a dire wolf right there. Let's get rid of him. Spawn in some cops. Need more spit. Well, we should still have another wave, so we can wait and see if we get them naturally. Any more dire wolves? Yep, there's one right there. Because the dire wolves will do some damage. Over time, they typically won't take your base down. Where is that wolf that I keep hearing? Oh, so yep, and these ones are actually getting stuck in the middle, which is what we don't want. All right, that one sounds like it's back here somewhere. Are they attacking the... Hold on a second. Are they... I don't know what they're attacking over there. All right, where are we on... Lex, I would say we wait and let's snooze if we need to, because I'd like to do a little post-analysis. Alright, so this side is okay. Oh, they're running up the ramp. I see what they're doing. They're doing the weird ramp thing. There we go. We got cops. Excellent. Now, I did experience some weirdness of dogs on the ramp before. They can't harm anything because they can't make it up here. That's fair, Lex. That is fair. That'll let me make more tea. I think so far we're looking good, other than like I'm just hearing the constant dogs. Man, they are having a hard time making that jump. Ride 'em, cowboy! Still not enough cops. I want more cops. Bring me more coppers. Goodbye. Oh my god, look at them. Look at them directly underneath me. All right, we're gonna do an experiment here. I want to see how many dogs are on that ramp. All right, door close. Oh, if it closes, that's not. I'm not going to be able to see. I just realized that. I just want to see how many were on the ramp. That's a lot right there. $345, we're almost there, or $315. I actually think there's going to be a ton of damage done to the ramp. You're a lot. Whoop. I don't know how I got into the list here. I think my script did some weird stuff. Oh, there we go. There's some cop vomit. I'm gonna let the cop vomit for a second, just make sure that we take some. Oh, infernal cops. Now we're talking. Get out of here, Gage. First snooze. Okay. Electric fence is down. Quick repair. So close to not needing one. Maimard Echo. I will say I love the pole doubles for blocking cop spits. Sometimes they get through, but a lot of times it just doesn't really phase through there. It catches the top or the bottom. Woo! That was some rough frames. Oh, nope, I took that one to the face. There's 4 a.m. Now let's just turn this on so we can clean up house. Close these real quick. Oh, Texas, welcome on in. Oh god, you took yak to the face. Welcome in, Raiders. Playing some 70s tonight, and we already got a screamer. We're just... Hey folks, I apologize. You're gonna catch me at the end of Horde Night. We're about to do analysis. But tell me how your stream was. We're doing some 2.5 testing. Trying out some of my older bases to see how they hold up after all the AI changes. So folks, go. Hey, we got all the cops right here at the end. And we got a screamer farm going. And this poor guy. And now they're just jumping off the ledge. What are y'all doing? We heard Wayward Echo on YouTube. He's on YouTube and Twitch. I'm in all the places. We are towards the end of this, but we're gonna run a max game stage test on this base in a second. Oh my god, stop it, screamers. So we're gonna go see how this held up. Considering, yeah, I can do a kill all command just so we can see how things are going. All right, I know I can clean things up, but let's go check the damage. All right. So we'll run downstairs and see how everything looks. I have a hunch that I kept hearing dogs below me, so... Oh! I expected them to have beat the crap out of this. Have a puppy that needs to go to bed. I get it, man. Go take care of the puppers. Did they not damage this at all? What the heck? Okay. Let's see. So this, we started on this side. I gotta say, that's not much damage. And this side is all concrete. Like this, all this is concrete along here. Let's check the pit. Some minor damage down here. A little bit of hit damage. Looks like they left all this alone. I don't think that, I think that this is still a valid base. I mean, we'll do it max game stage just to see. Let's see the other side. So we added this center block and it looks like they ignored it. Magnus, get some good rest. No worries at all. Yeah, this one was at half health, but it doesn't matter. Like, you can lose that whole block there. All right. And they went after this. This is hilarious. Look at this. They went after this, which provides support for nothing. They took out 1, 2, 3 blocks here, and this does not. Yeah, Vixen, I would recommend earlier upgrades to steel. Let's see on the side, this one where they could run through the center. Look at these weird blocks that they took out. They took out these here and here. So they're hitting 3 blocks up. So weird. All right, and let's check the pit down here. The pit down here, a couple blocks down to the bottom. I mean, this is pretty mild repairs for a day 49 horde. Yeah, it was definitely the spear that successfully did it. It totally wasn't the sniper rifle. Now, this door took some love, but I don't think I repaired the whole time. on this side, so there was no repairing as we went. I think the pit was more wrecked day 35. There's our leg break. Let's just check this side out as well. I'd say that's pretty good. So I don't know. What do y'all think? Like, I think this base works fine in 2.5. Like, that's a pretty solid test. I think that you just have to have the foundations up to steel. All right, wait. Get the eyes connected. Hold on. Where's my eyes? There we go. Now they're connected. Oh man, we're about to go into commercials, folks. For everyone who just rated in, we'll be right back. We're gonna crank up the difficulty on this, and then we might test out the spark. Renzo, this base never had an early game version because the base is just too much to build. So this one was always designed to be built from concrete. No, just let the ads go, Raven. Let the ads roll when they kick in. So we'll set it up. Well, here's the question. Y'all, should I move over to the spark and us test that? Because I think this is going to have the same result at max game stage. I don't know. Y'all tell me. Yeah, you can use pillars or dart traps to keep them off. Vid. You could do something like come up under, like, where did they hit? It's a weird spot that they hit, though. It looks like these outside corners. It'd be hard to put a dart trap up here that wouldn't look ugly. All right, the spark is going to be rough. Yep, spark was from the same, no, not the same run as this King Ranch. Spark was from the same, oh yeah, it was the same run. You're right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use, I'm gonna exit out of here. So we'll open up the prefab editor and pull up the spark, because I should have the same day 3 or day 7, day 21 build perspective. I think we're gonna apply the same logic that we did with the switchback, that we'll do day 7 in the forest, which I guarantee you it's gonna work. But then we'll go forest to, what do we go? Forest, desert, snow last time, and I thought that was a pretty decent test. Oh, we're still here. All right, let's go from here to Spark tutorial. All right, so what did we did? We did 3 stages. And I hope we went to steel on this one. No, we did this one all concrete as well. Okay, so there are some updates to this. There is no way that this one will survive. Hey, Old Texas, have a good one. Thanks for bringing your community in. Folks, go check out Old Texas over there on Twitchlandia. Give him some love. Because Burnt's just ugly and silly, and it doesn't give you a game stage multiplier to make it hard. And we're definitely gonna do... Yeah, I want to do it without this stupid ramp here that's pointless. So when I spawn this in, I'll remove the silly dog ramp, because I think it's silly. I don't think you need it. Hey Lily, you use them if you want to. I just don't think they don't give you a lot. Burnt is my sniper's paradise. All right, yeah, let's bring this into the world. No wheelchair access. So you know what? I am going to update this here to steel because I want to do it here because I can do it faster. I basically, if you're going to run the space up to stage 3, oh, well, we'll be right back for after ads, folks. Be right back. All right, we're back. Yes, prop. I think that that's a valid way of looking at it. So I developed the spark first, and the spark is where I came up with the very simple ladder-based concept, using the jumping mechanic just to kind of slow them down. And then the Foundry was kind of an evolution on the concept. So when you look at it here, it has that same ladder setup. It has this same kind of structure here that I leverage in this whole mechanic of having them jump and then stumble and fall. And that gives you just a lot of freedom of not having them stack up here. So yes, that mechanic got carried across into the Foundry. Now, this is a lighter weight version because, well, you've got the electric fences are exposed. This is really light resource-wise. Yeah, so rather Foundry is Spark 2.0. Yeah, it's the Big Daddy evolution. So the whole concept behind the Spark, and because of how 7 Days to Dies, the fun pins have changed things around. With the original concept of the new biome progression, I had a hunch that we were going to have small horde bases scattered across the map. Hey, Bad Left Hip, thank you for the 16th months there. I appreciate you. I assume we'd have smaller bases scattered amongst the map. And so I wanted something low profile. But if I'm going to be totally honest, if I'm going to go low profile, I really like the Echo Mini. It's easier to build. It's fast. And it scales to endgame like a freaking beast. So whereas I do want to test this just to see if it functions, I like the Echo Mini better. It's modular. It's built to be connected back to, you know. Now, granted, you could connect the back end of this to another horde base. Hell, you could connect it up to the Foundry if you wanted to the crafting side. I think it might be a little awkward. You'd have to make like a center platform or something weird as a connector, but you could do it. I don't know that I'd want to. So, all right. Enjoying the bandits. Is it taller than the Foundry? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's the same height. I think it's right about the same height. So I don't know that I don't think it's worth testing the day 7 in the forest. Do we think it's even worth testing day 7? Because I'm fairly certain this is going to work with day 7. You can run around on foot on day 7. Spoiler alert, folks. Your day 7 horde is kind of a joke. Unless you go straight to snow, and then it's absurd. Yeah, I think we can agree day 7. I think maybe this one, day 14 in the desert, is probably a better test just to see how it operates. And I think leaving it at cobblestone on days is probably... Let's do that. Let's do that. All right. So we're going to go into the world editor again. We're going to bop into here, editing tools, world editor, Echo test world. We'll keep with Echo flat world. Yeah, the nice thing about a lower profile base is you can add more supports without having to add a ton of blocks. So since the Echo Mini is only 5 blocks off the ground, if you want to add a whole nother support beam, it's 5 blocks. Versus if you add an extra support beam on that one, it's double that. So each support beam being 10 blocks, especially once you're talking to, you know, upgrading to steel and whatnot, that's a lot. That's a lot. So we're going to go into the world editor and we're going to spawn that in here. I might actually have that in here already. So you can see we were just testing the switchback last week. So we're going to come in here right behind the switchback, or maybe over to the side. Good enough. And we're going to slap in the spark. That's a little bit misplaced. That's fine. We're going to move it. So let's bring it back this way so we're not overlapping our friend over there. That is good. And then we will just lock that into place, hit apply, and that will all become desert, but then it's going to look ugly. So we're going to do that whole trick thing here where we click on it, we hit replace. And then we just make sure that when we hit replace, yes, it does this weird thing all the time where the elevation is wrong. And then we just replace it one more time. Is that off by one still? Oh, that's off by several. Boop, 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 like that. Hey, Will, welcome in. And then hit apply. And now we've gotten rid of all the crap on the surface. Nice. Okay. So there's one instance of it there. And then we're going to do one instance of it over here in the snow. So we're going to do desert and snow. and we'll put it right behind the switchback over here, I guess. Yeah, we'll slap it in this section here. Slap it. Dynamic prefabs, and again, Spark tutorial. Birthday! Well, happy birthday in advance. Are you doing anything fun for it? I'm at the point now where I'm like, meh, birthdays. No, that's not true. So my birthday is exciting, not because it's my birthday, but because I celebrate solstice on my birthday, winter solstice. And having all my closest friends at the house is one of my most exciting events of the year. But it has nothing to do with my actual birthday itself. It's about the people and the food. Congrats on a new chapter. Spend your points wisely. What I always tell people on there. I normally tell people on their birthday, congrats on leveling, spend the points wisely. Celebrate on Sunday during the Super Bowl. There you go. I am not a big sports ball fan, but I totally get the big event that it is. Thank you for the hydrate there. I was just making more tea. Oh my gosh, I'm getting banged. I'm being told to stretch. I'm being told to hydrate. It's a very demanding stream here. Let's just put more honey in the cup. Just gonna grab the kettle real quick. So we are on the countdown, folks, as I'm making tea and getting ourselves ready. So the house goes on the market.
Hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
House goes on the market in 6 days now. So we've got 3 showings already lined up before it goes on the market, which is good. But we got to try to keep it clean for a week now, which is hard because children. Keeping anything with children is hard. And then we'll see how things go from there. Oh, I'm sorry, Leah. Was it a soft bang? Was it a light bang? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Bang. I didn't mean it for it to be an unmemorable bang. Did I leave my tea bag out there? I did. There we go. I thought I brought extra tea down here with me. I did. Maybe a gentle bag. Now, it's also possible that I didn't hear it because I can't hear anything. I seriously, folks, my left ear is so clogged. It is infuriating. The doctor promised that I did not have an ear infection. But I don't know if I believe it. Beefy nerves! Thank you. Congrats everyone on the gift subs. Whew. Thank you. I appreciate y'all just being here, but I love the subs and the gift subs and stuff. It warms the heart, and I sincerely appreciate it. Yeah, so Sofa Spud, it's a bit of a nightmare, but it's also a fun opportunity for me to reimagine what I can do in a different space. I'm trying to look at it like I look at building in Minecraft or Hytale or even 7 Days to Die. Have I noticed that screamers are cranked? Yes, I have, Beefy. I have for sure. But I look at moving homes, and I'm not thrilled about having to rebuild everything here. But I kind of got to look at it as a challenge to say, what space do I have to work within, and how do I take the gear that I have and rebuild it to that space and create something new and something fun and exciting for everyone here. Is it still freezing there? No, it's actually gotten rather pleasant. I think we're in a pretty good state right now. Oh no, Will, I'm gonna rebuild the bar, but this time it's probably gonna be all from scratch. Like we're in Wisconsin, so the likelihood that there's already a bar in the house. We looked at one house that had 5 bars in it. We were like, holy shit. So I have faith that we'll find something. Now, granted, any bar that I see is not going to be up to snuff. I don't know if I've told everyone here, but I've got basically a couple pallets of black walnut that I took down from the yard here that's all dried and ready to build with. And so I plan to use a lot of that to rebuild. I've always wanted to build my desk. I haven't had time because of working YouTube and in my day job. But I am hoping that a lot of that black walnut turns into magical things that y'all get to see on stream. I'm pretty excited about that. So I know I've talked about it for some of the folks, but I do. The bar snob. Yep, absolutely. I do woodworking as a hobby, and I haven't been able to do it in the past couple years. Life has just been too tricksy. But the bar actually that you see out that we normally are hanging out at, the countertop I made out of black walnut, and then the shelves I made for that. I made a lot of the furniture in the house. Handle wood on the side. I do handle a little wood on the side. All right, let's head over here. So which side was it on? Was it back? Ooh. Oh, that was our other test right there, clearly. What is it here? Or did I put it over here? I think I put it over here, maybe. There we go. All right, and we agreed we were going to do the stage 2 version. We'll give this one a go. Let's pause this guy here for a second. So by stage 2, we should have the generators up and running. All we need is a single engine for this to get it going. We're gonna have to ditch our levels. We're gonna have to figure out what we want. We're gonna assume, do we want to go day 14, I think, for this? Engine here. I think a single engine's all you need for this. We're gonna need some gas. And we need a wire tool real quick. And then we just reach out the door here, go from here to here, and from here over to there. Only a single electric fence on this one. Okay, that's good there. Double doubles. I don't think we could need to change anything there. I'm going to put some lanterns on this thing just for lighting, for y'all's sake. Yep, it might. We're going to find that out. Hey, Dritz, how's it going, buddy? All right, I'm going to slap some of these underneath here. What the doors up front for? Oh, the doors up front, Will, are grenade chutes. So as I'm here, I can flip this open, and I can target the pit. Pew, pew, pew. But it's designed so that I can't even when... Oh, you can squat through there. That's really badly designed on my part. Did I really make that so that I could squat through there? I didn't think I could. Now, hold on. That time I wasn't even squatting. How did I pop through there? Okay. So, that's a design thing that I would fix. I would absolutely fix that. Put the pole center there. So the way I would fix this, let me, first off, I'm going to see a thing here. Don't you love fixing your own bases where you're like, wow, I did a stupid. Can a block fit there? Or is that, what is there? Hold on. What is this block right here? Is that a wedge? Oh, that is... No. So I put a plate ramp here. I would change that. I would not put a plate ramp. I would put... Let's see. We can do a wedge 60 and probably still have all the angle that we need. Let's just try this real quick. So if I do a wedge 60... I don't like having any possibility of doing stupid things during Horde Night because I will do stupid things during Horde Night. You will not be able to stop me. So that still gives me all the same angle. Oh, it doesn't give me all the same angles. Well, pretty close. So now there's no way I can fit through there. And I don't think you lose a lot of visibility. I think that that's worth it. So I would make that change. For sure. That's an easy one. But yes, I'm glad you asked what those are for. Now the question is if I do that, you know what? I bet... So that's a sacrifice though, because now if I try to send Molotovs down there, Molotovs aren't going to fit. So guarantee there is no way I can fit a Molotov through that. Oh, or can I? I think I figured that was going to be a half-seas thing. All right, let me just look at other block shapes. We could also go... We could go with like an 8M. And go with... Actually, we could go with a 6M. This one right here is going to be a little bit fatter than a plate ramp. All right, turn off God mode. Can I squeeze through that one? Yep, there's that leg breaking. Oh my god, seriously, you're gonna give me a storm right now? We're gonna get rid of that in a second. So, are there some interesting blocks that... I can't think of anything else that I would do that would allow. So, either you leave it as is. Hey, Jason, welcome in. Either you leave it as is with the plate ramps, is what we had before, going down like that, and you just don't duck. You just got to be careful. Now, wait, did that just... Oh, except for it, I'm not even ducking. Try the ramp block next to the door frame. Oh, I see what you're saying. And leave that basically open. How would that look? Is that going to look... That's going to look a little janky. And that's going to give them an angle to hit me. I think that we just accept that we can't use Molotovs. I mean, I'm afraid to use Molotovs most of the time anyway. So, personally, I would go with, like, I don't know. I would go with just the wedge 60 tip. I would stick with this just for safety. Make sure I can't fall down through there. Just the tip, folks. I think that's in if you want to be brave, Place plate ramp with 6M. Tease. Replace plate ramp with 6M or narrow tip and plate above it with the next one. So this I can't place anything above this. There is there's what is in this block here? That's it. There's a plate on the side here. Now I could Hey Jason, the PS5 has the exact same number of shapes. Console has all the same shapes. There shouldn't be any difference there. I don't know how the categories work, but that is the biggest thing that I see hangs people up on building, is if you have a filtered subset. Thank you for the follow there. I appreciate that. I say we just leave it. Let's just test it. Why couldn't you put the pole center? So King Ranch, I need something to block the... I mean, I guess I could do something like this. I could come underneath it and we could do the old... We could do like this trick where we do a... Oh yeah! Thank you for the follow there. We could do something like a 8M coming off the back of this. Actually, like a 6M is probably what I used. I can't remember what I used at this point in time. But I could advance rotate this one like that. We could do this, and then right here we could do the little pole nubbin, if you know what I mean. This guy right here. We could do this old format. So do you think it has something to do with the game settings? I don't think so, Jason. So I don't know how this works in console, but in PC, if I've got the block in my toolbar, I can't... Someone that plays console might know this. I hold down R to pull up the radial menu, and then I go to shape. And I either get this huge list of items, but if I click on any of these, it narrows down what I can see significantly. And the biggest problem that I find with people finding the parts and pieces that they want is that they accidentally have one of these highlighted, and they're searching for a part that actually exists in any of the other different shape categories, and then you can't find it. And I find people regularly doing that. And then they come yelling at me saying, like, that shape doesn't exist. I'm like, oh, it does. Trust me. I promise. Promise it's there. All right. So we can do that. And then get rid of this. And then we can go back to the plate ramps on the front. Yeah, that's a good question. You can that's the simple way to understand it, is to look at the block counts. There we go. That's how it works on console. Yeah, so if you've got your console view that you can pull up, if I'm looking here on PC, we can just compare. So if nothing is selected and I've got nothing highlighted, there's 2,183 shapes. And if you have a number that's different than that, then we've got a problem, Houston. I'm just taking my tea bag out of my tea. Sorry we're moving a little bit slow tonight, folks. I'm moving a little bit slow. I hope y'all don't mind. We're getting there. All right. So now there should be no way, even if it's interesting also that this side glitched me through. So now if I glitch through, I cannot fall. Now, oh, That's even worse. Now you can't get back out. You live there forever. Okay, that's a bad solution. If you fall that way, you're really stuck. Hey, predatory gaming or predator gaming. That's not a good layout. Yeah, that's a problem. All right. Well, let's just get rid of it. We're just gonna deal with it how I built it and try not to fall out. Because we've drugged this on too long. I am going to do Forget an Elixir so that we can lose all our stuff. I want to actually do a full character reset. Vixen, what about the single little square block used on the Foundry? Are you talking like the corner wedge being shaved off? Replace the half block with a wedge. That's management potential right there. Which half block? I don't know which half block. There's lots of half blocks. Oh man, water purifier on day one is clutch. Let's just deal with our player reset. All right, so there is. Where is it in here? There's a full player reset thing. Not the Forget an Elixir. I thought they had. Vixen, it's gonna. No, I know what you're talking about. It's gonna have the exact same problem in that I'll get stuck. I know what you're talking about now. You're thinking about the nubbins that I put underneath the Echo Mini. And I'm still going to get stuck because of this. The whole idea of this angle block up here was to stop me from being able to, I don't know why that's allowing that to happen. That's glitching. So it shouldn't allow me to push into that like that. If anything, I would say I could fix this maybe by just doing this. The more elegant solution might... Oh, I see. But I did this... I see why I did this. Yes, I could bad left hip. Which I think is what I have down here. We could... I like the way you're thinking here. I like the way you're thinking. Let's do this. Take that out. Now, rather than do this, I don't have to do that at all. I could just come right underneath this, and instead, we can either place... Actually, no, we can place the nub in and connect it. We could put this side center. We could put this right here. Is that enough to stop me? That's probably not enough to stop you. But we do know that the other half pole is enough to stop us. The question is that enough that we can get a Molotov through there, or is it going to have the same challenge? So can we do that? Something like that. So that will stop me from falling through. And I can get in and out. I've got good shooting angles. I still think a Molotov is going to be pretty rough to get through there. Yeah, that's it's because I don't have the angle on this block. I don't know. Now, I mean, the other thing that we could just do, very simple, is this. What if I just did this? Now there's no way I can get through it. Oh, I got an even better idea. Let's go with Old Faithful, folks. What if we go... this guy here. Give me a slight angle on it. It's a little less elegant for the front. You got a little wedge cut out there, but that's pretty good. Oh, nope, 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 nope. That's not gonna work. Just kidding. I think we had it. I think we're better off with just this. Maybe I just suck with the I just think Molotovs are just not good for anybody. They just I know I've gotten them to go down here before, but maybe just use pipe bombs. I think that's the answer, rookie. Yeah, no, Z, this is also why I don't use them. So, all right, let's stop focusing on this. Well, that was... Yeah, I could put a ramp sofa, but then we've got to be more careful about... The angled shot works much better. Can you fire bolts to shoot down there? Oh, yeah, you can shoot down there for sure. You can pop shots off easily. That's the whole purpose of it. All right, reset. I thought there was a dev thing for... Dev, full respect. There we go. So... Oh, flaming bolts should go right down there. All right, so just making sure that that puts us back to level 1. What did we decide? Day 14 was going to be like, what, level 26-ish? So what does this give us? 17. Day 29, level 29 for day 14. That sounds about right. I'm just going to use that because it's easy. And then which build are we going to go this time, folks? I'm just kind of mixing it up. We did perception, we did strength. Do we want to do agility this time? Yeah, let's do agility. We'll do stabbies. So with 30 points, let's make sure that we've got 5 into here. Deep cuts, we'll get up to level 3. I would probably get some parkour, because why wouldn't you? We'll get some points into gunslinger. I don't think we would be at an SMG at this point in time, but could we get up to that 3rd point into deep cuts, and would I have done that? I'm gonna take my obligatory position, because I don't like these to be, if I do it as straight builds, it's kind of cheesy. Renzo, we're jumping to day 14. I don't think that Whirlwind is okay, but it's hard to justify it. What is this? We're gonna take us up to agility 7, so that we would have the last deep cuts, and we'll take the gunslinger up to there, and then we'll leave the rest. The last 10 points. Renzo, I don't think a machete would be for day 14. It might be. You might have found one. You probably wouldn't have crafted one because, let's see, crafting wise, where is it? Blades, 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 blades. You might have a machete. You might. You could have a machete by day 14. I'm just gonna go dagger. I'm gonna go with a level 5 hunting knife and say that that's good. I honestly prefer the hunting knife because I'm a weirdo. So let's give ourselves a hunting knife. And I would go for 5. I wouldn't go for the 6 because I probably wouldn't spend the legendary in it. You know what? Let's faster and way less stamina. Yep. Let's do this real quick, and I'm just gonna dump the whole inventory here. It is, Rook. I would agree with that. And then from a, I don't think we wouldn't be at SMG for sure. We'd be pistol, right? I'm guessing like a level 5 pistol. Does that seem reasonable for... Do those look like reasonable choices? Day 14-ish. Tier 1 SMG or... Yep. I'm gonna go pistol and just, you know, keep it real. Extended and... Oh yeah! I'm gonna say we don't have the rad remover because sometimes that just doesn't happen. We're gonna take maybe a cripple or something like that. Actually, no, I'm gonna take a reflex because I'm a weirdo who likes the reflex. And yeah, let's take a cripple. There we go. All right, so modify that. We'll get rid of this guy here, and we'll say that we've got that and that. Okay, so there's our gun, our dagger. Vixen, I had a really rough time with rad removers in my last run too, so I feel you there. That's why I'm not giving myself one in this. We definitely wouldn't have a diamond blade tip. Would probably have the ergonomic grip. That's fine. Weighted head won't work. Neither will the knife. Honestly, I'd have something weird like a shovel mod on there, which will work. And I would probably find one of these. Yeah, is that what I grabbed? Yeah, serrated blade. I feel like you always end up with some weird stuff. All right, we can ditch the rest of that stuff. We don't need any of that. We don't deserve to have a full set of preacher gear by day 14. That ain't happening. Jason, it depends on my playthrough. Respecking can be useful, especially if you've got your base built. Like if you spec early game heavy into strength, so I will give myself preacher gloves and then random stuff. Props, I was just trying to give myself something silly. Day 14, you typically have like a weird mess of stuff. I'm gonna go with level 3 at day 14. That seems reasonable. That'll work. And I'm not going to bother putting any mods. All right, does that get me there? Yep, that's fine. I'm not going to worry about temperature. Can I just ditch everything that I have in here? Yes, let's just trash all that. All right, bullets. 9mm, we just have the normal stuff. Oh, helmet light. Yes, thank you. How many bullets will we have for day 14? Will we have 600 bullets, or is that too much? And we'd have some pipe bombs. Take a half stack of pipe bombs. Some cobblestone for repairs. 600. I think 600 is a good, reasonable amount. I agree with that. And then meds. I think that med selection's actually probably fine. We didn't even use healing last time. And then some bacon and eggs. Not 10, but we're not going to use 10. Okay, I think that looks like a good enough setup to run Horde. What about your tools on day 14? Oh, good point. We need a hammer. I'm not going to give us day 14. I'm going to assume we've got a hammer, but not a nail gun. Beverages, I got coffee down here. I think that's plenty for a good test. Oh, fence repair, thank you. Iron and electrical parts. I'm just grabbing a stack of these. I'm not going to count out a specific number. We'll go through such a minimal amount that it won't matter. Vitamins. Sure. Oh, you know what? I would have splint. I would have 5 splints. I always have 5 splints because I break my leg all the time. And a wire tool. Well, I don't need a wire tool. If it fails, it fails. If we get infected, we get infected. We'll just live with that. It's less about me surviving and more the base. Good enough. All right. Stamina drink. We got some coffee down there. We're good. I'm just gonna hit Q to reload us. I'm gonna jump out of game here real quick. I'm gonna make a copy of the world again. So again, we're in test switchback. So now that we've reset ourselves, I'm just gonna delete the prior save. Copy and paste a version of that. So I've got a backup, and now we'll jump into Horde Night. We got 11 minutes. Yeah, we're just gonna start. So survivalist 64 zombies, day 14. Let's see how it goes. A representative. Oh, there is one last thing that we need to do. We will give ourselves a random collection of books for pistol. If I had my D10 sitting over here, I would roll for them, but I don't have them handy. All right, so real quick here, CM, Pistol Pete. I'm just gonna pick 4 of them at random. 1, 2, 3, and 4, whichever those did. And then I'm gonna pick dagger, or what is it? Blades. Oh, is it night? Is Night Stalker the? Yeah, that's right. We don't really get one. It's Night Stalker. Okay. All right. I don't even know which ones I got. We're just gonna run with it. Set time, day 14, 2200. Let's go. Let's reload the gun. Just so that we're keeping track, game stage is 97. This is gonna be pretty spicy, I think. Really? Freaking bubbles? Can I tell you all that I just tried to reload my dagger? It didn't work. All right, let's get that open back up. Yeah, I'm not worried. Learning elixir. We're not trying to gain XP. We're just trying to see if the base survives. Gonna have to be a little bit cautious with going through ammo because it. Ow. All right. They're stacking up a little bit worse than I would have liked. Quick repairs. Probably, I feel like now the volume's low. Man, so many of them. All right, we're gonna give a quick dump. Give ourselves a little reprieve for repairs. Electric fence is holding up okay. We're testing that out. We're gonna see if we can make it through that. Trying to spread out the bleed here as well. We're gonna test day 14, then we're gonna go up the next level and see how it does. 2300. I'm just trying to save ammo right now. All right, let's do a door dump. All right, we got to do some heals here real quick. Get that heal going. Whoop. Doing some good dagger work here. You go away. Always remember to spread out the love. The advantage with daggers is you can dump them quick. Oh, we just had some cop vomit coming in. Trying to space out my ammo to last the night. Sorry, buddy. Just gotta pop you in the crotch a little bit. How are we looking down here below? Let's move these pipe bombs down. Sorry, it's freezing up on me for a second. All right, let's see if we can manage a little bit of a crowd dump here. All right, get Bubbles out of here. We can't afford him. No worries, boy. Go get some rest, buddy, man. I don't expect everyone to stay the night. All right, now we're going to dump everyone here. Oh, God. Oops. Mistakes were made. Bring that back up real quick. All right, we should pop another heal real quick. All right. Stabby stabbies. We need to do some repairs here in just a second. Make sure that the door stays patched up. So far, day 14, I feel good about this. So far, the format seems to be working okay. The big question, as always, will be, what does the pillars look like underneath this afterwards? Did they attack the foundations? Are they using the pathing? All right, that's a lot of damage, so let's... All right, bring that back up quick. Don't want to leave that. All right, I'm hearing stuff going off down below here. So we haven't even gone through the first 300 ammo. We've mostly done this with daggers so far. Yeah, Vixen, we can't see the foundation, though, to understand. Oh, shit! See, I don't like that setup there. I like that, I was able to throw a little bit easier the way it was set up before. When I start taking out my own electric fences, it's gonna be bad. Get out of the way, bag! Get out of the way! The other nice thing is if you stab them with bleed and dump them, you can let them bleed out while they're cycling, especially early game before they're regenning. The electric fences always do heavy lifting. They are by far the most efficient and powerful trap in the game. All right, lots of bleed on both of them too. Explosions. All right, let's get some heals in on the base. Little damage, not too bad. I refuse to have a base without electric fences. I feel the same way. I can hear some bees swarming around upstairs. Oh, the base. Well, there it is, folks. There it is. Game over. Whoop. Meow, meow, meow. All right, let's go investigate and see what went wrong. Oh, snap. So I think the answer here is, like I've said in almost everything dealing with set time day, almost everything in 2.0, and that is Day 14, you probably need concrete pillars. Let's see which pillar went, though. All of them. All right, we'll be right back after commercials. All right, I'm back. We still got another minute for Twitch folks to get out of jail, and then we'll talk through some of the questions that I see up there. I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised at all. You turned Seeker's Bane to rubble. How did you Seeker's Bane is, that thing's a freaking honking beast. All right, that's probably enough tea, or rather it's enough honey. I can't do that. That much sugar is, I've had more honey in the past 2 weeks. All right, everyone's back. So, what did we learn, kids? We learned that by day 14, cobblestone isn't enough. And to the question of, can you get concrete by day 14? Absolutely. So even if you don't have a concrete mixer, which is easy to get, you can typically buy a concrete mixer from a trader. If you can't get one from a trader, you can buy concrete from the traders. You can buy concrete mix already put together. At least enough to do your foundation areas. So, and I think that's almost more important than the fighting position. So let's go back in here and we'll take a look. And we're going to make some mild adjustments here, not anything major. And we're going to rerun this test. So let's just check and see. Let's get rid of the rubble. It looks like they knocked out and hydrate him. So it looks like they took out, yeah, a couple of the pillars, and the front facing this bit here, is that providing support? It is or isn't? Okay, so that doesn't provide structural support. Yeah, that's right. These are just plates. Oh yeah, thank you for the sub there. I appreciate that. Let's grab our bag here because I don't want to have to redo all my stuff. Where is my bag? Oh no, please tell me what, oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, will metal's overkill for this stage. I wouldn't expect metal. But here's the thing, I want to test this out. So This area, this looks all fine. So we don't need to upgrade this past cobble. This looks okay. All this is fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to exit back out of here, and we're going to make it all magically come back to life. So we are going to go back to our copy that we had just beforehand. This is why we make copies, folks, because when we run tests, if we want to run a second test, we just go right back in, and it's as if nothing ever happened. But now we'll start doing the upgrade cycle. And this is what I do. This is why it takes me so long when I put a base out. When I do a base, I go through all this every time because I don't want to release a base that I put 80 hours into creating a block by block tutorial for, only to have people use it and then be like, this sucks, dude. This doesn't work. It crumples under the horde, or does this, that, and the other. So I run through all these tests and put it through its paces until I'm happy that I would use it in a playthrough. And sometimes even then people still have them and they fall. Oh, did I do the wrong one? Did I mess that up? Oh, well, you know what? We can rewire it. That's fine. We can do the cheesy way of doing this. I didn't even think about it, but we could just do this. There's not a lot of wiring to deal with on this one. So I'm going to use the magical command of CR chunk reload, and it's as if nothing ever happened. So I am going to have to do this because it is a chunk reload. I don't think that yeah. And let's pause the AI for a second while we're getting all set up and do a kill all. F1 CM wire tool. It's just gonna be faster to do this than go back in and out of the game. Single engine. Load that up, refuel it, turn it on, and quick wiring, because this is like the laziest wiring ever. What is this sorcery? This is the power of having a PC. It's what it is. All right, and we're magically back, and we're just going to leave this as is. I find it hilarious that the loot bag stayed down there. All right, so what we're going to do is, it would be easy to get 1,000 concrete by this point in time. Make them one in 1 month. Nice. So here's what we care about. These inner blocks here. 3 high. This one also provides structural support. So 1, 2, 3. Saved up for 5 years. That's awesome. I am sorry that you're building in the worst time ever to build a PC, but I'm excited for you to get one. It is tough time with PC parts right now. It's a bit of a train wreck. All right. This backside does actually... What did I not pick up from here? Oh, I had the engine and the gas from the last one. So... I have to tell you all about this. I'm tempted to sell it, but I'm also afraid to sell it. So I was going to increase the RAM in my PC because when I stream, I use crazy amounts of RAM. And right before the RAM prices went through the roof, I bought a set of Dominator RAM. It was $250. And my $250 RAM now sells for $1,000. Like, but I can't use it because of timing issues, I need to have a faster processor to be able to use 128 gigs of RAM in my PC. So, and I don't ever recommend anyone going over 64 gigs of RAM. It's so overkill unless you stream and you do streaming and gaming from a PC and you have a highly automated setup. I have a really absurd use case that is not normal. I recommend no one ever putting that much RAM in their PC. Renzo, it's exclamation point PC. We'll give you my PC specs. All right. So that was really only 250 concrete. $32 gigs is plenty enough RAM to stream with. I have a very heavily automated setup that took me 5 years to develop. So starting off, I do not think that, and I have very complex OBS scenes that have nested layers within layers within layers to deal with like my alerts and things like that. So if you have any, if anyone's starting off and streaming and ever has questions on that, just come ask me in Discord. I've got a whole channel set up for streaming gear and learning how to get started, and I'm happy to teach. I thoroughly enjoy working with people who are starting off, who have questions on, especially the nerdery of setup. I find it fun because I'm weird. All right, I think those are the only changes we need, honestly. I think we change those. If that fails, my one other change would be to add one small pillar up the side here. Because you could come in here and literally put in door trim. And I might make that as a suggestion for day 14. That's a pretty cheap fix. If I came in here and let's take cobblestone, and we're going to take, I don't know, yeah, just like window trim. Trim. Yes, Renzo, it absolutely does. That is not just marketing. The fact that it has a separate encoder is huge because it takes the load off of everything else. All right, so I know this that doesn't look like we added much, but that's a whole nother layer of support right there. Yeah, Lily, 8 gigs of RAM is, for me personally, 8 gigs is hard to even run Windows on these days because Windows has gotten so freaking bloated. Yeah, just don't buy anything new. You know what? I wonder, so if you're at 8, getting like 2 8s to get you to 16, that might be affordable. I think it's the higher grade chips that are tricksy. All right, let's get some repair kits and try this again. Repair and repair. Does anyone know when the base failed? Does anyone know what time we were horde-wise? And I am not gonna, I don't even think I want to upgrade the front fighting position because 16 gigs DDR4. Oh, that's a good point, Renzo. DDR4 is much more affordable than DDR5. DDR5 is where it gets crazy. About 1 a.m. Okay, so we needed to survive 3 more hours, Vixen. Okay. Let's get our ammo situation sorted back out. I think those small changes, and so just for context, we used 400 concrete to do that. That's a pretty minimal investment for day 14, in my opinion. So as an example, let's see, what do I normally have by day 14? Well, switchback, we knocked the whole thing down. Oh, that's right, because we tried desert maybe early. What do I normally do? Concrete by day 28 plus. Day 21, we've got smattering of concrete. I really think that, yeah, the stakes have changed. Also, this one has so few support. Now, this one has 8 supports now. Yeah, day 14 for switch is cobble. It's a little bit rough. I think that you just have to upgrade all those a little bit more. All right. I'm going to actually save it this time. So we're in the test switchback. I'm just going to make a quick copy of this. Clearly, I accidentally copied the wrong one last time, which I do sometimes. I think we're going to make it through this test, and that's going to be it for me. I'm starting to feel my voice start to scratch a little bit. I'm just trying to take care of myself. I'm sorry I can't do the late, longer streams. I cannot wait to get healthier. I also want to get back to doing a big, long series. I'm still working in my head what I want to do next fall. But I'm excited about, starting something new. It's going to be more interactive. So I'm going to have some ways for the community to actually impact the stream a little bit more. And I haven't figured out the full plan for it, but I've got some ideas. Without Twitch integration. That's not what I was suggesting at all. I have a small appetite for Twitch integration. I kind of burned out on that. Hold on, where's my... Sorry, I gotta hit a Ricola. Ricola. A base in every biome. So Jason, if you want to check out base in every biome, you should check out my series, The Abyss. I did a playthrough where the damage increased 5%. Zombie damage increased 5% every day in game. And the only way to escape, I had to build a base and survive in all the biomes. It was one of the most challenging and fun playthroughs I've ever done. And by the end of it, the zombies were doing plus 330%. Enzy girl, thank you for the 4 months. Thank you, and welcome in. How are you doing? So, all right. I'm currently destroying each of my base from each biome. Are you intentionally destroying all your bases, or? All right. Let's get rid of some of the stuff we got. All right. Am I not wearing... Oh, we found some preacher gloves. That's funny. All right. That's good. We don't need that for horde. I actually don't want the concrete mix. We're going to try to just repair the cobble because we didn't lose any cobble. We'll keep a few cobblestone shapes in case we lose a piece and we need to replace it. Don't need that. The rest of this all looks good. I didn't really need to eat anything last time, so we'll give ourselves a nice little collection of pipe bombs that we can throw poorly. Let's grab I wanted just a half stack. I don't want a full stack. Yeah, it's not on the current version. It was a few versions back. That might have been 1.0 that I ran the Abyss on. I don't even remember anymore. But all right, let's set time to 2200. Round 2 fight. Let's go, folks. Hello, Ray. Goodbye, Ray. I can't tell if they're attacking pillars or not yet. Marvin, I made it custom. I changed the XML so that I could manage. They also don't allow you to do 5% increments, but I changed the XML to allow me to shift. Yeah, was it Alpha 21? Everything blends together in my head now. We're gonna try to minimize how long we keep the door open. Like, we'll drop them and cycle them and bring it right back up. All right, there's big guy. Get rid of him. I think that was probably for an overhaul. They had the auto block repair in Rebirth had that. All right, quick dump. Bring it back up. We need to get some repairs in here pretty fast. Not a lot of damage thus far. Trying to spread out the love on those taps there. Just be a little bit smarter this time to cycle it. You know, Jutra, Resident Alien's on my list. I'm currently watching Broadchurch, which may have not been the happiest show, but man, David Tennant is so freaking good in it. The writing and the acting is freaking phenomenal. If not a very, very depressing story. But I think that Resident Alien might be next on my list. Because I freaking love Alan Tudyk, so... All right, how are we looking down there? Are we... I almost walked off the ledge there. I came really close right there. That was almost me just totally ripping on this. Well, the window trim might be it, or it might be just the switching to concrete. We'll see what the base looks like afterwards. This one guy's just gumming up the works here. Hanging on by a toenail. Yep. It was like in Minecraft when you're holding shift and hanging over the edge. All right, let's get repairs. Level 31. Kept missing there. I need to get some heals on myself too. Quick dump, bring it right back up. Don't let them sit down there too long. I'm just trying to be really measured with my shots here. And again, we are on survivalist. I haven't had a chance to look below me, but I do want to look down. I played a lot of the Resident Evils, but it's been a hot minute. I got the most recent one with full intentions of streaming it on Halloween, and then life happened. I don't know why they're sitting in the pit like they are, but I don't like it. We gotta check this sidewall because she's trying to go through over here. I don't know what's going on with that. Let's dump all these guys for a quick sec. All right. They're doing some weird stuff down there. I'm not exactly sure why. So I can't remember who it was that was talking about using the space. The other thing to mention, we are on survivalist with 64 zombies, so if that's not your playstyle, this base would probably carry more mileage. It also depends on obviously which biome you're in. All right, so there's 1 a.m. We're about to hit 1 a.m. when it fell last time. And we've managed a good chunk of the night on just the dagger. We've used some bullets, but not a ton. And we're not on SMG. All right, lots of them have bleed on them, so we're gonna let them just go below with the bleed. I do want to get some repairs in here at this stage, because... All right, bring that back up ASAP. Cobblestone's holding fine for fighting position purpose. Will doing the forced horde make my Xbox run smoother? I don't think so. I mean, your zombie count is the biggest impact. Blink, what is going on? Oh my gosh. Welcome in, Raiders. You're catching us in the middle of Horde Night, testing things out. What were you getting into? Playing some Dune Awakening. Hey folks from my community, if you don't know Blink, you should by now. She's a good friend of ours. She's awesome peeps. Go check her out. We've got to hang out the past couple years, learn from each other. Awesome streamer and just a good person. So Blink, in all your community, and first off, Blink, if you got a raid and run, go do it, man. Go get some rest. For everyone coming in, I do a lot of 7 Days to Die content on this channel. I also cover Hightail on my other channel, Crafty Echo. Also do just all kinds of survival games and a lot of charity work for Extra Life, which supports Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Kind of community is all about giving back and taking care of folks and being kind to each other and having fun. So, welcome on in, folks. If you had a long stream also, love to have you here, but if you need a break and a breather, go get some food, go get a snack, run to the bathroom, do the things. So we're doing some 7 Days to Die, and I've been doing just a playthrough for the past few days where I'm testing out old bases, running them through the 2.5 changes that came in 7 Days to Die, and seeing what it takes for them to be upgraded and functional. Oh, electric fence just stopped working. That's trouble. Electric fence is back in business. We're gonna just huck some stuff down here real quick. That's not where that goes. So if y'all have any questions, Raiders, just let me know. I know that Blink has done a handful, a good amount of 7 Days to Die herself, so I'm sure you've seen her play it as well. And apologies, I am a little under the weather. I've been fighting this horrible ick for 3 weeks now. I've canceled a bunch of streams, but I couldn't. I had to push through it tonight, so. We're at 2 a.m. The base is still holding up so far. I don't even have time to check below us. We're going to see if the reinforcements that we put in place make sense, and that's going to be my recommendation that I'll put back on the... And maybe after this, what I'll do is put together, like, hey, here's all the updates with 2.5. I did that... I actually did that when 2.0 came out, to fix the fighting position on some of the older bases. It was a good test to explain, hey, here's how you patch all these, essentially. Yeah, Nightmare's rough, man. Is that a red loot bag that just dropped? I thought it was. We're almost at 3. And again, we're managing mostly with just dagger here. All right, let's drop him. Bring that door back up. How are we looking below? There's so many that are just camping down there. Are they just getting stuck on the... Trying to get some explosions down there. There's 3 a.m. All right, let's switch to the dagger for a second. We should probably do... I should have done repairs. We got time. Hey, it's Shutra. Goodbye. All right, quick repairs. They are barely damaging things out here. Vixen, I made a dog ramp version of it. The whole idea, the moment you go to a ramp, it takes a lot more resources. All right, we got to back up. Come on. That was really glitching there for a second. All right, that's a lot of zombies. Let's cycle them real quick while the healing kicks in. 324. All right, let's just pull out the gun and go. Now's about the time that we panic and start blowing up faces. So we're still at the stage where, you know, cops are pretty minimal. We don't have demos. And I am not like pro gameplay player. I'm more teaching people how to make base player. So this is me missing a lot of shots too. 15 minutes? Yeah, that's some rough shooting there, Tex. Oh, God. That was definitely slapped in the face there. Mr. Rosencrantz. Five more minutes and we're through Horde. We just gotta clear out the mess. How are you still up? All right, there we go. 2 minutes. All right, now I do want to clear them out, and because I wasn't worried about with the Foundry. We had clearly just massacred everything, but with this, I want to make sure that we safely make it through, clearing all the remaining Zeds, and then we'll go check. So we'll go through these guys as quick as possible. Because right now, you still got to survive this last little bit of the night, because they're going to be doing damage to the base below. Hey, Dan, what's going on, buddy? Oh. Now we need a repair real quick. We're going to end up with a screamer farm here pretty soon. Excuse me. All right, did we keep... I think we did pick up repair kits. It's just pausing for a second. There we go. Do a quick repair. All right, we're probably safe to just go down and call that good enough. We're just going to go manually clear out everything. And we'll see the damage. Okay. This has been a common thing. Interesting. Oh, hey, buddy. All right, so they took out some blocks here. They're starting to dig underneath. They're going towards the foundation of this. But overall, okay, day 14, that's not bad. So 400 concrete was what it took us to upgrade it to this next level. And that is totally fine. We lost a block here, so we lost 2 blocks here. So that invalidates that whole chain. No blocks lost there, and we didn't lose any of the center blocks. So still 2 full blocks holding up that side, checking on this side. 1 block here, 1 block there. That means these 2 sides are null and void. Nothing on this chain, and nothing in the center. So center completely protected. So I think, and it looks like they left the back pillar completely alone. Now, if we check going up the ramp here, looks like a little bit of ladder damage here down at the bottom. That kind of happens. We'll go up and check the top here. Little damage here. I don't care about this. Honestly, if this whole thing falls down, that's fine. We just don't want to have damage on the walkway. So that's good. Then just checking the front plate here. We did some upgrades as we went. This one took some damage. But otherwise, yeah, few hits there. We managed to upgrade that one pretty steadily. I think that that's our answer. That is pretty damn solid. Take some steroids and painkillers. I'm already taking steroids. I'm not taking steroids. I'm on antibiotics though. So, all right. So we took this one to day 14. I can't remember. Does anyone remember what the setup I said for stage 3? You're probably at that point. And did I add? Oh, you know what? I added this piece. Except for I used a different block. Interesting. So I already did this in the later version, but what I'm saying is to pull this back one stage. And what did I use? So I used a curved block. Red Knight, the foundations underneath, if you get all the way back, if they managed to have dug all the way back underneath there, they would have been, it'd have been probably dirt under there. Because I would never have someone dig down that far for a base. Now, what that tells me is this back wall probably needs some concrete along here to protect it, to prevent them from doing that. So those would probably be my recommendations. So I'll capture those and try to, same thing I did for the switchback, I'll give these recommendations going back to people from day 14. I think day 7 is still viable as it stands. And I don't think you need the, oh, this one doesn't have, interesting. So yeah, for day 14, I gave it 4 pillars in the front. And then I added in this wedge here for day 14. So you just didn't have that one. And I'm saying to double these for day 14 now. So it might be worth testing this on day 7 just to see how it survives. It might need more. Or the cobblestone might be fine. It's so hard to tell. They're just so obsessed with destroying pillars nowadays. So, all right, folks. I am going to make it an earlier night for me. Sorry. Just, I'm feeling it. So, I know the folks from Link's community just raided in here. We're gonna keep on the raid love, sharing it across. I'm not gonna push my luck. My health has been faltering a lot recently. So we're gonna see if we can find some of our friends on to go raid over on the Twitch side of the house. And I will let folks know about what the next streams are gonna be. We'll be back on Monday for sure with 7 Days to Die. I'm not sure what we're gonna be doing with it specifically. I'll let folks know as we get closer and closer. Hopefully everyone learned something cool from that. We're gonna go, Spartan is live. Let's go visit. We're gonna go raid Spartan, folks. He's an awesome dude. What a great raid option. So let me get us going here. You don't know Spartan 85, he does a ton of 7 Days to Die stuff, and specifically if you're console, which I know we had several people here that are console based, he does a lot of stuff specifically on console. So that is a lot of what he covers, all kinds of stuff there. So give him some love when you drop in, drop him some happy raid messages and all that. And keep watching my socials. I'll let everyone know what's going on Monday, or I'll let you know probably by Sunday what we're doing. But good night, all. Thank you all for hanging out. I sincerely appreciate you all and hope you have a fantastic and blessed weekend. Take care of yourselves.
Hello. What do we got going on? Is that a raid? Is that Echo? Echo, what's up, dude? Raiding in on Twitch? How the hell are you, dude? How did your horde base testing go? I was really interested to see how the 2.5 rage is affecting your horde bases. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for bringing in your gaggle of your clan, playing the Vikings mod. Kind of run around here in the dark. It's a perfect noise. Since I'm playing the Vikings mod. Oh, I ran into